for joining me onto your yoga mat and flowing with me. It'll be very relaxing and easy for all levels. So whenever you're ready, just get out your yoga mat and sit in a nice, comfortable seated position. Your spine is going to be nice and tall. Your chest will be lifted. Your shoulders will be relaxed. Place your arms onto your body wherever they land and gently start to close your eyes. We're going to take a few deep normal breaths here. Just connect with our body and notice our breath. Just begin to disconnect from the outer world and connect with your inner self. Notice your lungs filling with air and oxygen. And then notice your belly sinking. Notice the way your body feels against the ground. And notice the space that fills the room around you. Just come back to the now. Come back to the moment. One more deep inhale here. Reach your arms up beside your head. Deep inhale. Grab two fingers and point them up into the sky. And we're just going to bend to the right side. Exhale to the opposite. Inhale back to the mat. Exhale to the right side. Back to the top, we're going to release the right arm to our yoga mat. Fingers are wide. We're going to bend into the mat, extending the left arm overhead and getting a side stretch from the bottom of your hips to the top, reaching up to throughout your hands. Back to center, begin to release the left hand to your yoga mat, extending the fingers wide, reaching the right arm overhead, and getting that side stretch. A few more breaths here. Just notice the way your breath is in this pose. Back to center. We're going to do a few shoulder rolls back. Your eyes can be open or closed, just whatever feels most relaxing. And you're just going to go at your own breath. Opposite way, going forward. We're going to meet onto our mat on all fours into tabletop position. Our arms will be shoulder width apart, shoulders stacked over elbows and wrists. Our hips will be hips width apart, hips stacking over our knees. And a very active pose. Your feet can be placed onto the mat or curled up, whatever you prefer. And we're going to start with a few cows and cats. Cat, exhale and arch the back, sending the chin into your chest. Inhale, your chest begins to rise, your head goes back. Exhale, tuck your tailbone and round your back at the top of your mat. Exhale and release. We're just going to go at your own pace with your breath, moving with your breath. We're going to place our feet onto our yoga mat, widen our hips, and send our hips back into a child's pose. Our head is going to be placed onto the yoga mat, and our arms are going to be reaching long and staying active. Fingers are pressing away from the mat. Taking a deep inhale here. In this surrendering pose, we want to just release anything that's not serving us. Just release any unwanted feelings or emotions or thoughts that's not doing us well. And we begin to recognize that everything is working out for our good. That all of our needs are met. Begin to come back onto all fours. We're going to reach our right arm up into the sky, keeping the left arm active onto the ground to give yourself a nice balance. We're going to feel our chest and our back opening up. One more deep inhale here. Exhale, we're going to thread it through our opposite arm, placing our cheek onto our mat. Our hips are staying high into the sky. And we're going to breathe into our right shoulder that's onto the mat. Take a deep inhale. And just melt into the mat. Place your arms back into tabletop. We're going to lift the left arm high into the sky. Activate the core. Take a few more deep breaths here. And then we're going to thread that left arm through our right, placing our cheek onto our yoga mat. Hips are still sent into the sky. And breathe into the left arm that's onto the floor. Notice the way your breath feels in this pose. I'm going to go back to all fours. Here in this pose, we're going to have our arms and legs activated. We're going to reach our right arm up in front of us. And if this is all you can do in this pose to activate the core, that's awesome. And if you can, you're going to lift up the opposite leg, reach it back into the sky. Body is straight and lengthened. Core is activated and tucked into your belly button is tucked into your spine. Leg is parallel to the floor. We're just going to breathe. Again, if it's not in your pose and your practice, keep the legs planted onto the floor and just extend that right arm. And if you want to, you can place your arms back onto the mat and then just lift up that left leg. Just do one at a time. And if you can, we're just going to hold both. Head is straight, looking out to your arm. Look at a point and just breathe. If you want, you can bring that elbow into your knee and extend out to make it harder. Release the arm back to your yoga mat. Begin to lift the left arm up parallel to the floor and then lift the right foot back. Point the toes down to the earth. Lengthen the spine. Chest is still risen. Spine is lengthened. Core is activated. If you want, you can bring your elbow to your knee and do a little crunch. Place the arm back to your yoga mat. I'm going to do another few cat and cows here. just to relax our body. We're going to tuck our toes and send our hips back into a downward facing dog. Our arms will be pushing away from the earth, and our hips will be sent back into the sky. Begin to pedal out those legs to get a good stretch. Chest is to the floor. Arms are pushing away from the earth. And we're going to meet into plank position. Here, we're going to begin to slowly lower to the ground for a cobra. Slowly, core is engaged. Into a cobra. And if it's in your practice and if you need the modification, just drop the knees to the yoga mat and slowly lower. Chest to the floor, and then slowly rising the chest. We're going to do a few little curls here. Our head is going to be the last one to lift off the mat, and it's going to be the last thing to bring back down. And you just want to make sure you're breathing with these poses. You're moving with your own breath. We're just going to warm up the spine here. Place your arms beside your chest, plant them into the ground, send them back up into a downward facing dog. Begin to walk your arms to your legs. Halfway lift, extend, and straighten the spine. Reach that head forward. Extend and forward fold. Maybe your chest meets your knees, your arms are to the ground. Grab the opposite elbows, just rock back and forth. Extend, halfway lift. Plank legs, the arms onto your yoga mat, reaching and stepping legs back into another plank position. Down into downward facing dog. Bringing the legs and the knees back to your yoga mat and sending your hips back into child's pose. You can relax the arms and our head onto the mat. Big toes are touching and our hips are spread wide apart. And we're just going to begin to thank ourselves for showing up in today's practice and thank ourselves for moving. And whenever you're ready, you can join me back into a nice, comfortable and seated position. I hope you enjoyed this class. I hope you feel warm, relaxed, refreshed, restored. Thank you for taking my 15-minute easy beginner yoga flow, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.